The Dershow.
DNC was a disaster for America, a disaster for the world, a disaster for decency. And I'm not talking only about what went on outside. Outside was obviously horrible. We saw racists and bigots and anti-Semites and anti-American people tearing down fences, supporting Hamas, telling reporters, what was wrong with October 7th? No, nothing wrong happened on October 7th. We should disarm Israel, let them be exposed to genocide. That's what was going on outside. What was going on inside is that the president of the United States was legitimating what was going on outside. He was saying, they have made some good points. If that reminds you of what President Biden claims falsely that Donald Trump said at Charlottesville, then don't be surprised. What Biden claims, and he said it again last night, lying through his teeth. He said it again last night that President Trump, when he was president, said there were fine people on both sides of the anti-Semitic neo-Nazi chants of Jews will not replace us. It's exactly the opposite. What Trump said was there are fine people on both sides of the dispute about whether to take down Robert E. Lee's statue. Of course, there are fine people on both sides. I'm one of them. I'm not happy about taking down the statue of a great general who was on the wrong side of the Civil War. Maybe it should be put in a museum, but it shouldn't be destroyed. People often ask me who manages my social media reels, and it's a company called View, V-I-E-W, Movement. View Movement. They've done great work for me. I have to tell you, they've really been terrific, and they've boosted my viewership. So if you're looking to boost your own social media presence with short form videos, use the code Dershow, capital, all caps, DERSHOW, to save 15% on your service with them. And if you want to see more about this, you can see it in the link in the description below. So there were fine people on both sides of that debate, but he explicitly condemned the neo-Nazis and the haters and the anti-Semites. But you wouldn't know that from listening to the mendacity that comes from the Democratic Party, not only from President Biden, who said that the reason he ran for president was that statement. Well, then he shouldn't have run for president because Trump didn't make that statement. Instead of being a one-term president, he should have been a no-term president. If that was the reason he ran, because there's no truth to it at all. So then we get him saying they have a point. No, they don't have a point. They're just a bunch of bigots and street thugs, and you shouldn't give them legitimacy any more than you should have given legitimacy to AOC. AOC made a fine speech, talked about how she worked, making omelets or flipping burgers or something like that, and how she'd be happy to go back to that job. I think that would be great for America because I'm sure she's really good at that. She's not particularly good at being a member of the House of Representatives. But people say, but she made a good speech. Well, David Duke could have made a good speech too, but you don't give legitimacy to bigots. You don't allow them to make good speeches at the DNC because that gives legitimacy to the bad speeches that they made before and the even worse speeches that they'll make now with the imprimatur of the Democratic Party. She's already called Israel genocidal, apartheid. She's already said that we should cut off all arms to Israel, expose them to genocide. And that now gets the imprimatur and the legitimacy. Terrible night for the Democrats. Terrible night for decency. And if you really had any doubt about whether you want to be a member of the Democratic Party, which I do not want to be, while the squad is ascendant. And what we saw is giving voice to the squad. And that's what they did. They gave voice to the squad. They said, listen to her. He had already said that before. He said, I listened to that lady. No, you shouldn't listen to that lady. She's a bigot. And she's thoughtless. And she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's also an ignoramus. But she's the voice of the young Democratic Party. More people probably would vote for her today than for Hillary Clinton. Because if you're young, they think you're smart or good. As an old guy, I have to tell you, judge people not by their age, but by the content of their character, to paraphrase Martin Luther King.